this one must be very profound. The Ethics of Aristotle. Now, anybody that read that must believe he's a cut above anybody that hadn't. See, it's no good, Montag. We've all got to be alike. The only way to be happy is for everyone to be made equal. So, we must burn the books, Montag.
We want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. We want to be free to ride. We want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. And we want to get loaded.
Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left. Because my children are coming. I told you 20 years ago.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
In my way of thinking, without judgment, you might as well be dead. Your brain is, so why not the rest of you? We were talking about marijuana. We still are. Marijuana is the flame, heroin is the fuse, LSD is the bomb. So don't you try to equate liquor with marijuana, mister, not with me.
Pop your culture.
All right, this is Pop Your Culture, so let's get into it and do it right away. I'm your host, Randall LeBron, guiding us through part 2 of the 2-part David Bowie special. Of course, David Bowie died on January 10th, 2016. Last week, we did a show to sort of commemorate the first portion of his career and take time to really appreciate it for what it was. This week, well, we're going to pick up from where we left off and continue on through from 1977 up until his death in 2016 with the release of his album Black Star. So we're going to go all the way from low to Black Star, as you may or may not notice, depending on your math and all that kind of stuff. It seems that we're smudging a lot more decades into this show than we did in the previous one. Yeah, okay, I'll admit it, that maybe that's my taste, but it's the way things work sometimes. I don't think I'm the only one in thinking maybe it's the early part of David Bowie's career that is maybe the most consistently listenable, but we're going to dive into a bunch of stuff this one. Kicking it off tonight is where we left off with Low. We did regular songs at the end of the last episode. This episode we're picking up with where he went instrumental. This work is sort of done with Brian Eno, formerly of Roxy Music fame. They got into some weird audio experimentation. You almost hear the precursor to early electronica and things like that going on in these tracks. So these two tracks, we got Weeping Wall and getting it going tonight with Art Decade. Released in the early part of the year 1977, David Bowie's Low contained those two songs, Weeping Wall and Art Decade. I'm Randall LeBron. This is Popular Culture right here on Radio Gordo and on Cheer FM. Next up in the track listing tonight, we're going to get into 3 tracks off the album Heroes, also released in 1977, the later part of it. Most well known because of its title track, which references apparently 2 people that David Bowie actually saw meeting near the Berlin Wall as he was recording these albums, the so-called Berlin Trilogy, whilst in Germany. Now, we're not even going to get into the first side of that album because that's the song portion of the album. The second side has been typically known as the mood piece side, and it's a great example of some of the weird directions that he was going at the time. I remember the first time that this really clicked for me. I'd gotten home from college, and it was a Friday afternoon, and I sat in the chair in the apartment to living room, looking out the window, seeing the trees with the gray sky behind them. A bit of rain was coming down. This music clicked. Maybe we don't need all that atmosphere for it to click tonight. Let's do this. We got Moss Garden, but first of all, Sense of Depth. Closing with Nucleon, we also had Moss Garden and Sense of Doubt in that set. 3 songs taken from side 2 of Heroes, released in the later part of 1977. Now later, well, at least to follow up what he released on that, there was 1978's double live LP Stage. Great double live album, a lot of material taken from station to station, a few tracks from Low and a few more from Heroes on that one. Interesting bit of work work that happens in that one when he actually performed a bunch of the sort of moody instrumental pieces. It was my first exposure to a lot of that era's material. Really cool that I got to check it out that way, and it caused me to dig deeper into the Berlin trilogies, just developing such a taste with that. Now, the last album that came in the Berlin trilogy was 1979's Lodger. It seemed like he'd mined that road as far as he could by the time he got around to this album. We're going to look at two songs off of that one tonight. We have African Night Flight that we're going to start with, but we're going to follow it up with probably my favorite rock track from the entire Berlin trilogy. So let's do this. African Night Flight.
Hullabaloomin', I slept in the nearest bar. And a man Sherman went too far. Went on and went for winter, so he wonder how the dollar went down. Gotta get a word to Elizabeth's father. Hey, oh, we wish me well. Seems like another day I could fly into the eye of God on high. His burning eye will see me through. One of these days, one of these days, gotta get a word through one of these days. His burning eye will see me through. One of these days, one of these days, gotta get a word through one of these days. Getting in a mood for a Mombats a night fight, pushing my luck, I'll fly like a mad thing. Airstrip takeoff, skimming of a rhino, born and slumberless, then beast, struggle with a child who's screaming, dreaming, drowned by the drop so steely, sunshine, sick of you, sick of me, lust for the feel, I've quashed and laid like a valuable loved one left unnamed. Seems like another day I could fly into the eye of God on high. Seems like another day I could fly into the eye of God on high. Over the bushland, over the trees, rise like a orangutan, that was me. It's burning, I will see me through. One of these days, one of these days, gotta get one through one of these days. It's burning, I will see me through. One of these days, one of these days, gotta get one through one of these days. The speaker was an angel. He coughed and shook his crumpled wings, closed his eyes and moved his lips. This time we should be going. Waiting so long, I've been waiting so waiting. Look back in anger, driven by the night till you come. insane he seemed to me. Look back in anger, driven by the night, till you come. Waiting so long, I've been waiting, so waiting. Look back in anger, feel it in my voice, till you come. Waiting so long, waiting so long, I've been waiting, so waiting, so. Waiting so long, I've been waiting, so waiting, so.
Look Back in Anger. Great song, fantastic rock song. And he wasn't doing a lot of this in the Berlin trilogy. I mean, yeah, Heroes is a rock track, but there's just something about the energy of that one. It's so great. I love the backing vocals. Everything coalescing to make an incredible track. African Night Flight before that. Next up on Pop Culture, well, we're going to get into Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, that first post-Berlin trilogy LP. An incredibly strong way to start the new decade, and for my money, he quickly dropped the experimental nature that was going on in that album. I first started listening to this because of the work that he was doing with Reeves Gabrel in the 90s, and he was touring this. I remember watching Much Music back in the day. He was at the Glastonbury Festival, played the title track of this album. Reeves Gabrel looked like an insane Uncle Fester up there, just shredding. It was Robert Fripp, though, who played the lead guitar on the album, so let's check it out. Ashes to Ashes standing by, but this is Scary Monsters and Super Creeps.
When I looked in her eyes, they were blue, but nobody harmed.
say it's true. They got a message from the action man. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. I've loved all of needed love, saw the details fall away. The shrieking when nothing is killing, just pictures of chap girls and synthesis. And I ain't got no money and I ain't got no hands, but I'm hoping to kick because glad it is glowing. Ashes to ash and funk to funk it. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. faceless, I've not heard it before. You shout it while you're dancing on the dance floor. Fashion, fashion, turn to the left. Fashion, fashion. We got the Goon Squad and we're coming to town. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Listen to me, don't listen to me. Talk to me, don't talk to me. Dance with me, don't dance with me. No. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Fashion.
With Fashion wrapping up that trilogy of songs, it also closed side one of Scary Monsters Super Creeps, released in 1980. Also, those three songs appearing in the order that they appear on that album, because we had Ashes to Ashes before that, Scary Monsters and Super Creeps before that. This is Poppy Culture on Radio Gordo and Cheer FM. I'm your host, Randall LeBron, guiding us through this second David Bowie special, following up last week. And at this point, we're really going to start jumping through the releases. We have two songs coming at us right now from the Let's Dance LP. So let's do it. Let's dance. We're just standing by. But first, one that he co-wrote and released and had actually Iggy Pop release it first. This is Bowie's turn on it. China Girl.
This feeling with my China girl. I feel a wreck without my little China girl. I hear her heart beating loud as thunder. So the stars crashing. I'm a mess without my little China girl. Wake up in the morning, where's my little China girl? I hear hearts beating loud as thunder. I saw the stars crashing down. I feel tragic like I'm Marlon Brando when I look at my China girl. And I could pretend nothing really meant too much when I look at my China girl. everything you are. You know, I'll give you television, I'll give you eyes of blue, I'll give you a man who wants to rule the world. And when I get excited, my little China girl says, oh baby, just you shut your mouth. She says, she says, she says, she says. Get excited, my little China girl says, oh baby, just you shut your mouth. And when I get excited, my little China girl says, oh baby, just you shut your mouth. She says, put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Dance to the song they're playing on the radio. While color lights up your face. Sway through the crowd to an empty space. If you say run, I'll run with you. If you say hide, we'll hide. Because my love
think Bowie necessarily had a bigger hit in the 80s than that one right there. A lot of people know that one, even if they didn't know Bowie. Let's Dance. Before that, China Girl. Next up, well, we're going to get into something quite a while later. For me, and I don't think I'm the only one, the rest of the 80s was more or less a write-off, pretty artistically anyways, for Dave Bowie. He followed up the Let's Dance LP with Tonight, which just, if we're honest, is kind of abysmal that he used that to follow it up. And then came the Glass Spider tour and all that sort of stuff in 87. It was a bit of a flop. And then he went and started to do another project called Tin Machine, working with Reeves Gabrels, whom I mentioned before we went into the Scary Monsters and Super Creeps material. He sidestepped his own career, did Tin Machine as kind of a rock group for a little while. Maybe it's almost just in comparison to what Bowie was working on previously that it's called a rock group, but retrospectively, maybe not the most rockin' of groups, but it was a step forward from where he was going. But it wasn't until 1995 that he started to sound a little more vital once again. So from the album Outside, we're going to get into 3 songs now. These were some of the songs that he was performing with the Reeves Gabrels lineup at that Glastonbury appearance that I remember watching on Much Music. We have Hello Space Boy standing by. Before that, a really moody piece called The Heart's Filthy Lesson.
There's always a diamond friendly sitting in the Life Hotel. The heart's filthy lesson with her 100 miles to hell. If there was only something between us, if there was only something between us, other than our clothes, something in our sky, something in our sky, something in our blood, something in our sky. Patty? Who's been wearing Miranda's clothes?
I'm already in my grave. I'm already
memory. You're released, but your custody calls. And I wanna be free. Don't you wanna be free? Do you like girls or boys? It's confusing these days, but moon dust will cover you, cover you. This chaos is killing me. So bye bye love. Yeah, bye bye love. Bye bye love. Yeah, bye bye love. This chaos is killing me. Hello, Space Boy. You're sleeping now. Your silhouette so stationary. You're released, but your custody calls. And I wanna be free. Don't you wanna be free? Do you like girls or boys? It's confusing these days, but moon dust will cover you, cover you. And the chaos is killing me. Yeah, bye bye love. So bye bye love. Yeah, bye bye love. So bye bye love. This chaos is killing me. This chaos is killing me. Yeah, bye bye love. Bye bye love. Return love. Sweet, sweet love. Bye bye Space Boy. Bye bye love. Just will cover you. Just will cover you. Just will cover you. Just will cover you.
Funny how secrets travel. I start to believe
5 words with me. In sky the man shaves his hands held high. A cruise beyond, cruise me, babe. A blonde leaf beyond, beyond, beyond. Blow me down, no return. So cruise me, baby, on. And the rain sets in. It's the angel man. I'm deranged. Cruise me, baby.
This one will never be known.
The clouds lie, and the mist of night over your neck. Victims love, be real deranged love before we read and and the rain sets in. It's the angel man. I'm deranged. And the rain sets in. It's the angel man. I'm deranged. Cruise me, baby.
What's in the world, son? What's in the world, son? What's in the world, son?
I'm Deranged, a song that wraps up that set of 3. Hello Spaceboy before that. The Heart's Filthy Lesson before that. Outside is an album that is sonically dense. The songwriting amount on there is rather dense as well. It's at 75 minutes. It's considered to be Bowie's longest studio LP. Some people have said it's a little long, a little much. Could have been released as multiple albums. Bowie originally envisioned it as the first in a series of albums leading up to the millennium, following this weird story about a murder of a 14-year-old girl. There's all kinds of points of view that happen throughout the album. It is dark and twisted. And then he did Earthling afterwards, which didn't really follow it up, kind of broke the narrative. But we did see some work with Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, for whom Bowie was cited often as an influence. So let's do these 2 songs. We got the Nine Inch Nails collaboration after this one. We're going to do this one first. This is Little Wonder here on Pop Culture on Radio Gordo and Cher FM.
shaky hand, dopey morning dog grumpy nose. Little wonder then, little wonder wonder, you little wonder, you. I'm afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. Yeah, I'm afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of America. Jones in America. Jones in America. Jones in America. Jones in America.
I'm afraid of Americans, a sentiment that's probably been said many times, devoid of context of David Bowie at all. Was the song that wrapped that one up. That was also done with Nine Inch Nails' Trent Reznor working on that. Reznor also appeared in the music video for that one. Next up on the show, we're going to tackle some tracks off of the 1999 album Hours. Now, this was the final collaboration with Reeves Gabrel that Bowie did. This one is interesting as well in that it was the first album available as a download by a major musical artist. Bowie making this album available through his website before the physical copies actually hit the stores. Pretty cool. At this point, though, I have to say that the diminishing quality of Bowie's material starts to come to the forefront a little bit once again. Still, there's some cool tracks on here, so let's do a pair of them. We have The Pretty Things Are Going to Hell, a song that reminds me of driving around in Victoria, BC, as I was doing my final year in college. But before that one, another one off that same album, What's Really Happening?
Become updated clocks.
released in 1999. That was the track The Pretty Things Are Going to Hell, followed up What's Really Happening. Next up on the show, well, we're going to get into a song from the year 2002 and then one from 2003. We're going to check out something from Heathen and then followed up with something from the album Reality. Critics at the time called Heathen a return to sort of that form that would almost be heard on something like Scary Monsters, Super Creeps. I didn't really hear it at the time or now. It's just maybe the way that my ears work, but we're still going to check out a track from that. We're also going to follow it up with Reality, the album that was released and the tour on which I actually saw Bowie live for the one and only time. That was pretty awesome. Anyways, let's do these two songs. The first is this, I've Been Waiting for You.
I've done for me. All you gave
free. I gave nothing in return, and there's little left of me. All the days of my life, all the days of my life, all the days I owe you. In red light pain, I'm knocking on your door again. My crazy brain tangles, pleading for your gentle voice. Those storms keep pounding through my fatal heart. I pray you'll soothe my sorry soul. All the days of my life, 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 all the days I owe you. All the days of my life, 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 all the days I owe you. All the days of my life, all the days of my life, all the days of my life, all the days of my life.
From Reality, that was the song Days. A nice one to sort of just wrap up all of that portion of the show. Reality, of course, being the tour that I saw Bowie on. As I've said in the first portion, it was the first time that I saw a massive major artist like that and also felt like they were pushing product and not really an artistic performance. Still amazingly glad I saw Bowie live, because it seemed that 2016 rolled along pretty darn quick. We just heard about the release of this album, and then days later, Bowie was dead. These songs took on such an incredible weight after his passing, and the album is surprisingly strong. I am consistently blown away. This is the title track, so let's check it out. Coming at you now on Popular Culture here on Radio Gordo and Cheer FM. This is Black Star.
In the villa of all men, in the villa of all men, stands a solitary candle. In the center of it all, in the center of it all, you're solitary candle. At the center of it all, at the center of it all, your eyes, your something happened on the day he died. Spirit rose a meter and stepped aside. Somebody else took his place and bravely cried, I'm a black star, I'm a black star. How many times does an angel fall? How many people lie instead of talking tall? He trod on sacred ground, he cried loud into the crowd, I'm a black star, I'm a black star, I'm not a gangster. I can't answer why, just go with me, I'm a film star. I'ma take you home, I'm a black star. Take your passport and shoes and your sedatives and booze. I'm a black star. You're the flash in the pan. I'm the great I am. I'm a black star. I'm a black star. Way off my money, I've got game. I see right so wide, so open heart, it's pain. I want eagles in my daydreams, diamonds in my eyes. I'm a black star, I'm a black star. Something happened on the day he died. Spirit rose a meter and stepped aside. Somebody else took his place and bravely cried, I'm a black star, I'm a star star, I'm a black star. I can't answer why, but I can tell you how. I'm not a flying star. We were born upside down. I'm a star star. Born the wrong way round. I'm not a white star. I'm a black star.
while he was actually dying. He was ill, he was sick, and you could hear it come out in the music in this incredibly purging, exorcising, it just creative spewing of all those things that made Bowie who he was. The awareness of his impending doom just permeates the atmosphere of these tracks. They are dark. They almost feel occult, and they are amazing. Black Star, off of the 2016's Black Star album, is a great example of that. This next and final song in the Bowie series that we're doing to commemorate his January 10th, 2016 death is this one, Lazarus. It seems like an incredibly fitting song to summarize and encapsulate what happened in his career. When you listen to the lyrics, he makes references to many things that he did throughout his career. The videos for these songs, both Black Star that I played before this and this next one, are great companion pieces, visually striking, and offer, again, a layer of imagery that just takes on so much more weight, knowing these were Bowie's final music videos. So let's wrap up Pop Your Culture with this amazing song, wrapping up David Bowie's two-part special on the show. This is Lazarus.
Look up here, I'm in heaven. I've got scars that can't be seen. I've got drama, can't be stolen. Everybody knows me now. Look up here, man, I'm in danger. I've got nothing left to lose. I'm so high it makes my brain whirl. Drop my cell phone down below. That just like me, by the time I got to New York, I was living like a king. Then I used up all my money. I was looking for your ass. This way or no way. You know I'll be free. sad just like me.
And that's been Pop Your Culture for this week. I've been your host, Randall Liberon, guiding us through this 2 hours, wrapping up our Bowie special. I want to thank CHRFM for being home base for this. I want to thank Radio Gordo for being a home base for this as well. And next week, well, I think we're going to come back with something interesting. I recently finally got around to the movie Whiplash, and I'm feeling a little bit inspired to maybe get into some truly North American music. Stay tuned next week, and we'll check out what that means. Until then, be cool to one another. We'll catch you later.